All right, guys, welcome back. Davis Auto Sales. This is going to be a little different video today. We don't have a square body behind us. We don't have something big and flashy behind us. And if you don't like something emotional, you might want to stop watching this video now. But this truck right here behind us was my late father's personal truck and one of the very few that he held on to. And this is a man that could have owned anything he wanted. He could have owned anything he wanted. Could have had 100 cars. Well, he did. But he didn't keep very much. And you see some videos we take in our other showroom, and he had that white 62 Chevy that he'd had since the 70s, the 55 Chevy car over there. And again, most people that have been a dealer for as long as he had have not only hundreds of cars on their lot, but they usually have hundreds of cars in their garage. And he didn't ever do that. He just had a few things that he was very fond of. And this truck was one of them. And it's a 7.3 Power Stroke, which in itself is a cool vehicle, but a little history behind it, and a lot of things we did on it for him and that he had the idea to do. One, I guess this truck was probably 3 or 4 years old when we got it for him, and it came from a very well-to-do family in our area. And if you're from this area, the Shoesmiths, probably one of the biggest, wealthiest families around, own businesses and own the landfill, but this was one of their personal trucks. So my dad was always proud he got it from somebody that was important. And those guys get new trucks every 2 or 3 years, and that's the case. So he kept it. So back then, nobody had really done the front end conversion. Matt, our personal friend, body shop guy, you know, him and my dad did that front end conversion before anybody had really seen it done. Putting the 05, 06, 07 grill, headlights, bumper. We put the steel cow hood on it. I'll tell you how far it goes back. You could buy that hood new for $150 back then, and that's a steel factory fitted hood. My dad always used his trucks, so most every truck he ever had a winch. So he made sure that my brothers put a winch on here for him because he did get stuck. He would get in areas by himself that he shouldn't be. He'd get his tractor stuck. This truck did everything for him. So really had a functional winch. People don't even know what these are these days unless you're a Jeep guy, and most Jeep guys probably don't even know how to use their winch. Not knocking Jeep guys, just saying it's a normal fad to put one of these on, but it's not a normal fad to actually use them. He used that winch quite often. He repainted it because some of the paint got flaked off. He nicked and scratched it going down through the woods. He hunted out of this truck. We lifted a newer Harley Davidson truck at one point, and he loved the wheels, so we saved those wheels for him. He ran those with a spacer and put the Toyo tires on it. And honestly, when my dad passed away, my brother drove this to the funeral. My dad was still driving this truck up until when he went in the hospital. And for those that follow us or don't know, and there's some family that watches this, and it was a bad time when my dad passed away. It was COVID. We couldn't really do a real funeral for him. The funeral we were able to give him was very limited, and he passed away from COVID. And he went in the hospital. He drove this truck to work, parked it, rode with my mom to the hospital. He wasn't feeling so great. Literally walked into the hospital with my mom, and they came back out and told her he had COVID and he needed to stay. She needed to go, and that was the last physical anything we had to do with my dad. We weren't able to go visit him. We weren't able to go do anything. And unfortunately, after 14 or 16 days of him being in the hospital, however long it was, they called and said he passed away. So that is the long and short of it. And we'll do more about that one day when I can get through it without getting too emotional. Hence the reason for wearing these glasses, just to get this far. COVID was a really shitty time. And, you know, we all know that we all lived through it as a community and an industry and a world, but there's some things that happened during COVID that are really unhumane, and this was one of them. And I can assure, and I said it during his funeral where I spoke, that if I could have drove a truck through the doors of that hospital and retrieve him, I would have done it. But you know, might not be here to talk to you, might be in jail today. But there was a lot of things that happened that I don't take no very easily, and everybody had to say, no, just sit and wait, it's going to be okay. And it wasn't okay. So, but my brother drove this truck to his funeral, and pulling into the gravesite, it broke down. And that was our symbol that our dad just didn't want to go. And he wouldn't have understood all this. He wouldn't have understood the way the business has gone, the growth. He was happy just sitting in his chair, dealing with his customers, and he wasn't a man of the internet, and he wasn't a man of TV, and he wouldn't understand YouTube. He wouldn't have understood any of this, and it's crazy. But I've been trying to make a video of this truck for a week now, and it would not start. Every time I've gone to make a video, we just went to back it out of the building 2 hours ago, and it would not even start. So my mechanic over there got it running once again because the fuel pump went bad. That just doesn't happen. It already had a new fuel pump. But so there's a symbol there. There's always things in life, no matter what you think. But just have faith, and everything will be okay. But back to the truck. We were able to find a King Ranch interior, and my dad said, you know, I want to put a newer style interior. He said, I really want a newer truck, but I don't want crappy motors. He hated 6.0s. He hated 6.4s. He loved his 7.3. So we were able to source an interior out of an 08, and him and one of our electrical guys that does stereo work for us converted this truck. This was well before anybody had posted anything online. They got the whole 08 dash, integrated the cluster to still work, the door panels, which people don't realize how intense it is. Like the fitments of things are crazy. So we got the 08 doors, the 08 seats. Yes, it's been done 1,000 times now, but when this was done, I don't know, 12, 14 years ago, it had not been done. And we've left everything just the way he drove it. It's still got all the stuff in the back. He always carried tools and starter fluid for the tractors and God knows what. So it's all in a crate there. The bed's still exactly how he would have had it. Stuff for the farm, tires, fuel. There's one of the floor mats. I mean, just exactly as he used this truck. And he wouldn't clean it very often. It's been filthy because it's been sitting in one of our barn buildings. Still got the hitch on the back to where he towed. It's very crazy when you think about life and somebody, this was his truck that he drove, and the last time he got out of it, he had no clue he would never get back in it again, which is kind of very surreal. So we'll never part with it. But, you know, if you take anything away from this, one, you know, times change, and take care of your loved ones, because you never know when that day may be different. And two, if you have the opportunity, we're very fortunate. Money's not very much of an object in things that we do. We'll never get rid of this, nor his other things. Hold on to them. They will mean something to you. You know, 2 days later, we could have sold this truck. Anybody would have loved to have bought my dad's truck, you know, but, you know, it means more to us if we can get in and drive it every now and then, look at it, see it, remember the roots. He's the reason we did what we did and stayed in the auto business, and he's the reason we were raised up the way we were, and, you know, it's just, that's something you can't put a price tag on. So, again, sorry to get long-winded on this one and went a little different direction. I really just wanted to show the truck and the cool things that we did, just to kind of reflect we're not all just square bodies. I own a Super Duty. Both my brothers own Super Duties. And my dad, he was a diehard Chevy guy, but he loved his 7.3 Power Stroke. Mine's a 7.3 Power Stroke also that I've had since 03. I bought it in 02. No, bought it in 03. It's an 02. This is an 01, and like I said, I think we bought it in 04 or 05, but 7.3s are cool trucks as well. Thank you guys. Like I said, sorry to change different direction on that, and we'll bring more about that. A lot of people that do watch and subscribe are family and long-term customers that knew my dad. He was very active in this business for a long time, so glad I made it through, and thank you guys for all your support, and continue to subscribe. And it's Easter weekend, so I hope everybody gets time with their family. That was another reason I wanted to do this. My dad was always huge about family gatherings. There was one time we got away from work where we all were together every day, but without work being part of it. And he appreciated that. And, you know, he's not here to enjoy it, but, you know, the family will continue on doing the family traditions on the holidays. So, again, thank you guys. We really appreciate the support. Continue to grow the channel. We'll continue to bring you some really good content. Thank you.